Welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Dee Dee, and this is Randy, and we're here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center, bringing you some adoptable cats from the shelter on Rosemont Avenue. I lowered my voice a little bit because I think it was scaring to Leona. And Leona is our first guest. She is a beautiful tortoiseshell cat. She's 2 years old, and she has been in our foster care program. And there's something unique about her markings. Tortoiseshell cats are usually black and orange or gray and cream, but she is black and cream. So it's just unique. It doesn't make any difference, but it's something that you might want to consider when you're trying to make a decision about which cat is for you. We may not be able to spend very much time with Leona because she is making Randy work for this. She really wants to get down, and I don't want her to scratch him or to get scared. So we'll make her visit short and comfortable. Oh, that's what she wants. She just wants to be up high. So if you think that you would like to come and meet some of our cats, please do, but particularly Leona, who is very pretty and active, then just come on down and let us know that you want to know more about her. We'll take her out and let you wrestle with her like Randy is. Our next guest is Jaguar, and he is a 1-year-old black domestic shorthair, and his eyes are almost orange. We color code our cats here blue, orange, and green to help you to make your choices. But of course the best thing to do is come in and meet them and see how they are with you, because very often we have cats that are snuggly part of the day, active other parts of the day, so coming in more than once is great. But they also react differently to different people, as you do. So we really do recommend coming in and hands-on meeting the cats before you make a decision, although we certainly hope that this show gives you some ideas about the selection of cats here, enough to get you to think about coming in and doing that. Jaguar is very aptly named. Of course, he won't care if you change it, but he is very muscly. He has the jowl shields that male cats get when they're unneutered, and he will be neutered before he's adopted. And he has kind of a more tank-like body build than a cat like Leona. So, and he is aware that Randy has pepperoni in his pocket. So we will probably break out some cat treats for him in a second when he goes back to his cage. But yeah, Randy just pointed out he's got a little white mark on his chest, which makes him very distinguished looking. It's kind of hard to say that the looks of a cat are indicative of what you're going to find, and I always say that. But they are what draws someone to take the next step. So the first thing they see is the appearance of the cat, which engages you and gets you to open the cage and see if it's a good match. We will also tell you everything we can about the past of these animals. Jaguar was given up because his family had to move, and very often people are surprised when they have a pet how many landlords don't allow animals. But if you are having that problem, call us, because we do know of some apartment complexes that allow pets. We can let you know who they are. And we can also give you advice on how to talk to an existing landlord about ensuring that your pet's not going to be a liability for the landlord. And some of those ways are getting a note from your vet that the pet is up to date on shots and free of any illnesses, getting a note from a dog trainer or a veterinary technician that the animal is very easy to handle, and also getting a note from your previous landlord that the pet was not destructive. All of those things help. Also, if you can swing it, giving a security deposit really reassures your landlord that you know your pet and you know you're going to get your security deposit back because of how you manage your animals. So those are some of the ways that you can change the outcome if you have to move and you have a pet that's part of your family. Our next guest is Charlie. And Charlie has a couple of secrets. Number one is that despite her name, she's a girl. Almost all tortoiseshell cats are girls. In fact, only 1 in 300 is a boy. And Charlie also has extra toes. And in cats, that's not a deformity. It's actually an inherited trait. The cats, the Hemingway cats, have extra toes, all of them. And some people say it makes them better at catching things and better hunters. But of course, if kittens aren't taught to hunt by their mama before a certain age, they're never very good at it, even if they have extra toes. So she is unique in many ways, and most people love the tortoiseshell calico coloring. Tricolored kitties are pretty common, but it doesn't matter because people are drawn to this color. Very often people ask for tortoiseshell or calico cats because they think they're so pretty, which they are. And as you can see, Charlie is a very affectionate cat. And she is 3 years old, and the reason that she was given up to us is there were some other cats in the household that were chasing and bullying her. So the family who had her didn't feel like they could keep her. And we have talked about multiple cat households before on the show, and it is important to know that cats in the wild like to live with their sisters, mothers, grandmothers, nieces, all in a big group of family line of girls, and then they'll have 2 or 3 males that pass through their colony and others. And that's not how we set up families of cats in our homes, because of course we love each cat individually, and we might have 2 boys and a girl, or we might have a boy and a girl siblings thinking that they would get along forever, and that isn't the choice that cats would make naturally. Now, does that mean once we neuter them and give them plenty of space and shelter and care that they can't adjust to that? Not at all. Of course they can. But there are some groupings of cats that are problematic for the cats. For example, there are some kitties that won't share a litter box with a certain other cat. So you have to have the number of litter box that accommodates their comfort. And also there are some cats that tend to be the scapegoat of a group, and those cats can really suffer from being bullied. And one of the things that they will do, she has not done it, she's been a really good girl, but one of the things they can do if it becomes torture-like is that they'll have litter box problems because they're trying to literally draw a line in the sand that says, don't cross this line, I live here. But Charlie has not done so, and her family did the right thing for her by getting her out of the group that was not welcoming to her, so that she can find a home where she doesn't have to deal with that. Our next guest is Chloe, and Chloe is a Duluth calico. She is the typical gray and cream and white, and she is very gentle, sweet little kitty, 2 years old, and she was given up for the same reason as Charlie. She was not compatible with the other cats in the house. But in her case, she was the pushy one. She was chasing the other cats and not sharing. So when, as we talked about, when cats are put into groups that they don't have any say about, then they try to, just like kids that go to daycare, they try to find their space and get in a situation where they feel in control and comfortable. So one of the things that we do to pet animals without thinking is, if you have a dog or a cat and you go out and buy a puppy or a kitten and bring them home, you expect your pet's going to be all excited just like you. But they're no different than toddlers in that respect. When you come home with a new baby, there can be a lot of joy at first. Yay, this is the greatest toy ever, it's alive, I love the excitement and all the new stuff that we get. But then of course in short order they realize that this new being takes some of your time and attention. And so they get jealous, and they have to work out their position with each other, as well as the change in their position in the family. So we just need to be a little patient with them. And one of the things that we recommend when you're introducing a new cat is that you keep the new cat in the bathroom for a week, at least a week. And often when I say that, people say, what? That sounds crazy. But they're in a tiny cage here, and if you take them home and let them loose in your house, they're most likely to go hide somewhere. And that hiding place is probably not going to be of your choosing or convenient to you in any way. So by putting them in the bathroom, you give them a chance to acclimate to their new surroundings, make sure they're eating using their litter box, and you can go in there every day and show them how kind and gentle and reliable you are, so that when you let them out of the bathroom, they already trust you. They know that you're stable and safe and you'll take care of them. So it's a really great way, especially if you have other pets, because it establishes a sub-territory within your other pet's territory that doesn't feel so intrusive. The only time it can be complicated is if you have a cat whose favorite room is the bathroom. Then please do not use that bathroom to lock up the new pet. But other than that, most cats do have a favorite space in the house, and as long as it's not the bathroom you want to use for the new pet, then the bathroom usually works out to be really easy to clean, small, nothing to hide behind, or not much, and can really help you introduce a new pet without without the territorial battles that are typical of plopping a kitty down in a group of other kitties, because they really need to sort things out with scent marking and gradual introduction so they don't hold a grudge. Oh, she just heard the door close, so she was wise to make sure nothing was changing that would affect her. We are back with our last feline guest of today's episode, and this is Storm. And Storm was given up because of the family having a new baby. And of course, for people who work at the shelter, it's hard for us to hear that, because we do want pets to be considered part of the family. And that doesn't mean that we say a cat is the same thing as a human. But as far as member of family status, I actually really do think that they're equal members of the family, because in my own family, we've had occasion to cancel a family trip because we needed to pay for knee surgery for one of our pets. And the kids were into it. They understood that they were giving up something important to them to help out a family member. And I think what that teaches your kids is that you would do it for them too, obviously. If you would do it for the pet, you would certainly do it for each other. So when we hear that someone gives up a pet because they're having a new baby, it's easy to say, you know, what if you have a second baby? Would you give up the first baby? But we also do understand that some of the challenges that people present when they come to the back desk, our admission desk, and say, we're having a new baby, we have to give up our cat. What it really means is that one member of the couple is quitting the job to stay home with the baby. They won't have the money. They have to move to an apartment. The apartment is too small. There are usually huge family crises that result in someone giving up a pet. But we don't always know the whole story. So we try to get as much information as we can to share with you. But Storm has lost her home through no fault of her own, and we hope that we're going to find her another one. So if you think that this beautiful cat would make a good addition to your family or to the family of someone that you know, then you can help us by passing her picture around, by telling the story, by going to Pet Finder and printing her profile and posting that somewhere where someone might see it. Everyone has been so great about getting the word out, and we have some rescue groups in Frederick that help us place cats that have issues and can't be put on our adoption floor. So it looks like this year is going to be a very good year for saving more animals, and our fiscal year ends June 30th this week. So we are very excited. I am very excited to see what the results are for this year compared to last year, because I think we've done a really good job with your help of saving more animals. I just want to encourage you to keep on helping us like that, because it really does make a difference, and every single life that we can save matters very much to the individual cats and dogs, of course. We're going to be back after a short break with some adoptable dogs. So I hope you'll stay with us, especially if you like dogs or if you know someone who's looking for one. The
Frederick Board of County Commissioners announces a new service for county residents and those interested in watching live broadcasts and archived videos of county meetings and special programs. In addition to watching county meetings online from a personal computer, viewers may now tune in from the convenience of an iPhone, iPad, or other mobile device, including some Android smartphones. We're taking government to a higher level of technology in offering this new service, and we look forward to hearing good feedback from our citizens. Simply visit www.frederickcountymd.gov/FCG-TV and click on the link that says Watch FCG-TV Live.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
We are back with our next segment of our show. This will be dogs, and Randy is definitely getting the full Charlotte treatment. Charlotte is a Basset Hound Pit mix, to the best of our guests, and what a sweetie. Now, she knows he has treats in his pocket, so she's all about that right now. But as soon as she sits down, you'll see this is a sweet, deferent, cute, gentle, snuggly, just what a gentle little dog. And one of the things that I tell people to look for when they're looking for a family pet is this people affinity, is what I call it, is when Randy pets her, she leans in for more. If he were to stop, she would try to get more. Basically, what you can do when you're looking for a dog is ask the dog what they like. So if you put your hands on her and then you take them away and she says more of that, then you know that you have a dog that just has a natural attraction to people. Charlotte came to us because her family realized the cost of keeping a dog was going to be prohibitive to them. And with the economic changes that have happened in Frederick and all across the country, that's not an uncommon complaint, that people say, we love our dog, but the financial situation is that we just don't have the resources to keep her healthy with preventive medicine, to buy the things that she needs, and to live in a place that has room enough for her to be happy. And she's 3 years old, and that makes her young, just before the prime of her life. And so she is going to have a lot of years to give to someone, and she's in that perfect, experienced stage of life where she's house trained and she knows all about people. And I really think someone's going to be lucky to get her. Our next guest is Molly Jean, and Molly Jean is a Boston Terrier puppy. She's not even 2 years old yet, and they're super cute. She was given up because the family's having a new baby, and they have Molly Jean and a little Yorkshire Terrier that goes with her, and they are as cute as they can be. But this is very typical Boston Terrier behavior. They're terriers, so they're tough. They have a squished in face, so their soft palate has a fold in it, and that's at the roof of their mouth at the back. And that makes this lovely noise, which if you've ever thought about getting a pot-bellied pig, but you were afraid that they'll get too big, then you can have the best of both worlds, because she's all dog all the time, but she makes little piggy noises and is overjoyed about the presence of people. So she will this is just like joy in a package. So if you think that she would make a good match for you or someone that you know, the couple things that you should know about Boston Terriers is high energy level, very clean little dogs, and that she is not going to be very tolerant of hot weather. So no going in the car when the sun is out, and no walks around the neighborhood for long distances when it's humid. But you will find spring and fall that she'll just be a delightful companion as long as she has air conditioning. So if you think that Molly Jean would make a nice addition to your family, thank you, Molly Jean, for letting us wrap this up nicely. See, she's all worn out now, so these dogs are not really good jogging partners. So if you think Molly Jean would make a good addition to your family or someone that you know, then please have them come and meet her, because she is a just bundle of joy of life.
And I'm not staying with her.
Our next guest is Cooper, and Cooper has been with us before. Cooper originally came to us. He's a Mastiff mix, as you can plainly see. And Cooper originally came to us because someone was keeping him in a barn, and they realized that that wasn't, you know, fulfilling for him. It wasn't a complete life for a puppy. So they brought him into the shelter, and we found a home for him. And the people who adopted him, he loved very much, and they lost their home. So Cooper is back, and we are looking for another home for him. He's a beautiful tiger brindle, and it is a common color in dogs that are mixed with Mastiff and some terriers and pit bulls. And so he's finding all the cat treats and pepperonis that are on the floor. And oh, look, he's a little nervous of the camera. So one of the things for Mastiffs, what Mastiffs are bred for is to protect you and to be a little suspicious of things that are weird. So Cooper is watching this giant eyeball that is looking at him very carefully. And he's also been in the situation of losing 2 homes. So I'm sure, despite his tail wag, he is nervous. And that's one of the things we should talk about. He's not nervous enough not to eat. But a lot of kids are told that as long as a dog is wagging his tail, that it's okay to approach. But that wouldn't be true, because some dogs wag their tail to let them know that they're alert. Oh, Cooper, come here, hon.
He did that. I remember he did that.
So, oh, so he is letting us know that the camera, you can turn him around if you want to stand up. Hey, Cooper. He's letting us know that the camera could be dangerous and that we should all be careful, which, true to his Mastiff skills of guarding, is you know, something that definitely, if you have a guarding dog, you want to take them to a lot of places and see a lot of things. Like, for example, he should see people with umbrellas. Oh, Cooper, it's okay. And he should see people in wheelchairs in safe situations that, oh, honey, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. So we're going to let, Randy's going to distract him, but we're going to let Cooper get out of the situation because 2 reasons. Number 1, we don't want to reward him for barking at something he's afraid of. We want him to be willing to approach things that he's scared about when he's ready, which right now he's not. And then we also don't want to keep him in a situation that puts him over the threshold of being feeling comfortable. Now, obviously, because he's still eating food, he's obviously not that uncomfortable. He's just a good watchdog. And whoever adopts him is definitely going to have to want or need the skills that he has, but also to help him be less afraid of new scary things. So now we get to talk about this beautiful little boy. This is Sosa, and Sosa is a baby pit bull mix, and he is about 13 weeks old. That's gonna, you know, change by the time you even see this video. And we do for all of our puppies the same thing. We take 4 applications and find the best match because we want to make sure people know what they're in for. He's going to take constant supervision for the next couple of months. And while it's only a couple of months, it's a really big commitment to get a dog that recovers as quickly as Cooper. So you can either get a dog like Charlotte, who doesn't find just about anything intimidating. That makes your job easy. All you have to do is keep her exposed to lots of stuff and she'll stay wonderful. Or when you have a baby puppy this young, then you want to make sure that you allow them to see things that are safe, smell them, touch them, taste them, and find out that they're okay 5 times for every 1 time that you make them see something a little nerve-wracking, so that they build their confidence and have the idea that new things are worth approaching and checking out. Now, in order to do that, you have to set up the things the events to make sure that they're never intimidating. The mistake that people make in what we're talking about, which is puppy socialization, is the complicated name for it, but really it just means puppy experience, puppy outings. You need to make sure that when Sosa goes to PetSmart, nobody wheels over his foot with a cart. And the reason you need to make sure of that is that at his age, everything he sees for the first time has great meaning, as it would for you. I mean, the first time you see a mirror, the first time you see the Taj Mahal, all of these things are very impressive the first time. And if you see them 10, 20, 30 times, then they don't have that awe-inspiring power. Maybe the Taj Mahal would. But it's important for you to make sure that your puppy experiences new things very, very safely, so that their idea of seeing a new thing is that it's probably going to work out. That way you get a puppy like Charlotte, a dog like Charlotte, that has the attitude that the world is a great place to explore. And with a dog like Cooper, if you have a dog that's a little nervous of new things, then you want to make sure that, like Cooper, he recovers really quickly once he's allowed to see it. So Sosa will need like 6 months of somebody committed to taking him lots of places and meeting lots of people and controlling those events so that the outcomes are all good. We are back with Sierra, and Sierra is 1 or 2 years old, and she was lost and brought to the shelter. We did try to find her owner, but she didn't have any identification on her that we could use. And one of the things that very often happens when we get a lost dog, 7 out of 10 of the lost dogs that come to the shelter are reclaimed. So, and that can be because they have a collar, but more likely it's because, a collar with tags, more likely it's because the owner is here as soon as they find out their dog is missing and wondering if their dog is here. But in 3 out of 10 of our lost dog cases, that doesn't happen. And that will either be because there's no identification, no matching lost report, nobody responds to this show, the radio show, newspaper pictures, pet finder postings, our stray page on the internet. If you need to find any of those sources, please email me. It's dculp@frederickcountymd.gov. And I will tell you how to find all of those. If you want an easy way, just go to frederickcountymd.gov/FCAC, and that is F as in Frank, C as in cat, A as in animal, C as in cat. And it stands for Frederick County Animal Control. Because the links to all of those sites are readily available there. And the reason you want to have those is, you know, I hope your dog never becomes lost, but should it happen, having those pages bookmarked in advance means it would be really easy for you to check often. Also, come in person here, because we are calling her a shepherd mix. What if someone is looking for their beagle mix? What if someone is looking for their Rottweiler mix? Then we have her listed as a shepherd mix. Without looking at her picture, you're not going to know that this is your dog. So if you think that Sierra would make a good match for you, or if any of the animals that you've seen today have specially tugged on your heartstrings and you think you want to go the extra mile for them, please go to petfinder.com and find their profiles and post them somewhere new. And if you are looking for a pet, think of the shelter first, because obviously all of the animals in the shelter, we have over 250 in our care right now, typical of the summer. We are busy. We have a lot of animals that aren't on the show, so if you are interested in knowing more about the population we have here at the shelter, come on down, 1832 Rosemont. We are open late on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We're open on Saturdays. We want to make it easy for you to meet the animals, and whenever we make a match, we're very excited, but we're just as happy to have people learn more about the shelter and answer questions for you if you have any. Thanks for joining us this week on Pet Pals, and we will see you again next time.